budget provision for rural development and agriculture. The next one, this in the internet you can take it, the Andhra Pradesh Development Indicator. It talks about population 76 million, and then the literacy, you have 63.7, but literacy for women, you have to push it. Every legislator has got some money. You have got, every one of you, 5 crores you have got in 5 years. 5 crores in 5 years. Into, that means 5 into 5. You have to multiply it. I have calculated also. So that should be utilized for girls' education. Every school can be augmented. Okay. Then now the next one is the connectivity, a part of national development. Now you will be surprised. We have a rural development ministry in center. And you know what is its budget? Do you know? About 20,000 crores. Okay? For rural development, exclusively for rural development. And you will find that different ministries and departments working for rural development. Apart from this, apart from the single ministry, there are various ministries like clean water, electricity for poor, like that there are many schemes is done. And also Andhra Pradesh state, you are also having a budget. For each ministry you have got a certain budget. Each minister has got some budget to do that work. But it all isolated. But it has to be integrated. No, and funds not a limiting factor according to me. How to realize the dreams of prosperous India, prosperous Andhra Pradesh. Next. Now, I thought I must talk to you. Then the next slide, that is essential, it is all RUPCON. It's called RUPCON means rural prosperity through connectivity. That is, you have a series of villages. You go from Vijayawada, 50 kilometers. You go from Hyderabad, 50 kilometers. Immediately you find a series of villages, unconnected. Now, give the physical connectivity. If you give the physical connectivity, road and transport, then you will find, that is what I am saying, the physical connectivity in the top. We will give ring road, rail, public infrastructure, mobile clinic, all are connected. Now, once you give the physical connectivity, is not sufficient. You give the electronic connectivity. Electronic connectivity means telecommunication and the kiosk. And in Andhra Pradesh, I understand, many places already fiber optic cables are moving, so you can connectivity you will get. Then economic connectivity, then electronic connectivity, then the knowledge connectivity. Knowledge connectivity gives schools and hospitals. You will find many of our schools in the country, teachers will not go. Proper teachers will not be there. When primary health centers, the doctors will not be there. Thousands of, I have visited many primary health centers in many of our states. But the reason is there is no connectivity. Once you give the physical connectivity, once you give the electronic connectivity, then you will find the good teachers will go there. And then good doctors will go there. So schools and hospitals and imagery for IRS imagery, you have got the national imagery center here, land crop management, water management, forest management, all this possible knowledge connectivity through schools and vocational training. If we give the physical connectivity, if we give the electronic connectivity, if we give the knowledge connectivity, then it's totally economic connectivity. How the economic connectivity takes place? Warehouse will be there, agro industries will come in, and then markets will emanate, hospitals, big hospitals can be connected, and micro power plants is possible. So this is the RUPCON model, and I am trying to market it to various people in the center, and many of the funding you got, some way it has come in about all the enlightened citizens, good citizens we have to emanate, and then the moral leadership. These are the two areas very important. So joint and private public empowered bodies are essential. Friends, each rural connectivity centers, it will cost 10 to 15 village clusters. It will lead to about 100 crores money, but it will be self-sustaining. But the government should not manage. It should be some sort of small-scale industrial level people should manage. So this is the message I would like to give you, that one of the very important things, since 70% of the people live in the rural areas, we have to take the urban facilities, education, power, employment potential to the rural area. How do you do that? This is what RUPCON model I have put down. The next one, I have friends, I have come across to reduce the migration of the workforce from rural to urban areas. Employment generation in rural areas should focus on teaching proper modern skills and entrepreneurship in education institutions and providing necessary opportunities for sustained self-employment instead of looking for employment central and state government. If you take university, the total university in the country, about 300 universities, they produce per year about 3 million graduates. And then 10th class, 10 plus 2, it becomes another 7 million. That means 10 million people, employed people, they are pumped into society. If the society pumped in 10 million people, and probably state and central government may give a job for, say, 5 million, then remaining people, instability will come to the society if we don't provide them the employment. So that's why it's very important. We have to teach in the schools how to become an entrepreneur. When the people come out of the schools and colleges, they come that I can do it. That what today developed world economy is not big industries. Developed world economy comes from the small 3 or 4 members, entrepreneurs join together. They start a software, hardware, maintenance, nursing, like that they start. That brings the economy to the state. So friends, the message I would like to create, we have to generate people who can they can generate employment. Instead of employment seekers, the legislatures, you must discuss with the legislator, how do you create Andhra Pradesh? The entrepreneurs, small entrepreneurs, big entrepreneurs, you can do it because you've got a tremendous base of science and technology. You've got tremendous base of your own people spread throughout the world. They are entrepreneurs. You ask them one day to explain their experiences, and they can start the entrepreneurship. They can help the local people to become in the villages to start their entrepreneurship. Friends, I have come across one unique institution. It's called Bharatiya Agro Industries Foundation Model. That's BAIF. It's called BAIF for tribal rehabilitation and dry regions. This his name is Narayana Hegde, Dr. Hegde. I worked with him. He hails from Pune, and one day he took me to South Gujarat, two villages. These are 2 tribal villages, about 5,000 people. They live there, and what they do, as soon as summer starts, a drought region, the whole tribal population moves neighboring states or neighboring towns. This man, the Narayana Hegde, is the district collector assistant in 2 villages. In my talk I have put forth, you can study that. And they started first the water harvesting. First and foremost is the water harvesting. Then he introduced dairy, cows. Every house he started providing 1 or 2 cows. And then he started an orchard. That orchard in summer crop, lot of water it needs, minimum like mango and cashew nut, and he planted this one. Then immediately you find all of the villagers, they started every year, they were started earning nearly 50,000 to 75,000 rupees family. Milk they were making, or they were making fruits, then they were doing food processing, they were packaging, they were sending the market. This is, I have seen how two villages can be converted into an economic center. This I thought I must share with you, that the tribal population with radiant smiles on their faces were harvesting crops, packaging and carrying milk to different supply points. I happen to see the economic growth and prosperity of the tribal people, which has been facilitated by the BAIF with people's participation. I understand this model is called Wadi. Wadi means orchard, has now been replicated in many places by the state governments of Maharashtra, Gujarat and Rajasthan. Now friends, let us come to the next one, critical inputs in BAIF model. What has happened, I want to summarize to you. Motivation of the community members. That's very important, and you can talk to him like that. There may be many in Andhra Pradesh also. Empowerment of women through self-help groups, then need-based interventions, introduction of appropriate technologies, development of essential infrastructure, and creation of transparent systems. And when I was going through the village, a school, primary school has come in. Suddenly, because of the economic prosperity, a school also emanated. The next one, the appropriate technology for dry land farming. I hope you are aware, in Hyderabad, except for dry land farming, we have got ICRISAT, one of the very important institutions in the country. ICRISAT is in Hyderabad. Their mission is to develop seeds with minimum time crop can emerge, and it should be resistant to pests, and also the minimum water it will assume. That I have discussed with ICRISAT director, and they have developed short duration, disease and drought resistant varieties of important crops of the region beneficial to our farmers. They have introduced various village practices, tillage practices and nutrition management techniques to boost the crop yields even under drought stresses. Now, harnessing the next your area, I thought of sharing with you because I have gone there. Harnessing Godavari water flowing into the sea. Very important. The state should to take a big mission within the state. See, once you don't have a water, but water, business is to allow you to see. See, Godavari water and Krishna, you must have a basin. Whenever the surplus water is there, the basin gets filled up, and either by method of lifting the water, or that also generates the power. So the Godavari water, which flows into the sea to the extent of 2,500 TMC during floods and 750 TMC during normal condition, should be diverted into the basin area for irrigation purpose through step dams, irrigation canals and water storage lakes and ponds. This will increase the irrigated area of Godavari basin by over 30%. Now the disaster management. I have shown you here an integrated water table improvement, but before that I would like to disaster management. An effective disaster management solution can be found through installing a Doppler weather radar network for modeling and predicting the course of cyclones in the coastal area using supercomputers. I discussed with the Secretary, Department of Science and Technology. This will enable the provision of timely warning to the residents in the affected area, leading to prevention of loss of life and minimum damage to the property. DST has already installed the 3 Doppler radars. Many more needs to be added to cover the east and west coast. This will enable provision of timely warnings to residents in the affected area, leading to the prevention of the loss of life and minimum damage prosperity. Friends, an integrated water table, what you are seeing here, is very important for you. And one is rainwater harvesting, and it has to be done professionally And I have seen wherever rainwater harvesting there, and in the interest of sometimes it's legislators, sometimes MPs, sometimes social workers, that I saw in Coimbatore, I saw someplace in Rajasthan, and tremendous, the time has now come to make best use of all available resources, and therefore serious efforts should be made to plan the land use based on the productivity. If the land is not good for intensive crop production, waterland development and organic manure, this is another area is happening. And then next is the energy supply, the unreliable supply. You have the one problem I saw, the farmers who got affected. One of the thing is, you will say, I will give only the power supply in the night only electricity for the farmers, and that's a problem. Night electricity, and that means the whole cycle time of his work will change. Now I have, yesterday I was discussing on Professor Baradan. He is from Penn University in USA. Now our solar cells, what we produce in the country, is the efficiency of 15%. Now using the nanotechnology as silicon-based carbon nanotechnology, now they have increased to 40% the efficiency of solar cells. Now I have shown in the solar panels, and the installation of a centralized solar photovoltaic system to generate power supply. It will be a long-term, economically viable solution with added benefits of pollution control. AP, Andhra Pradesh, can build 200 megawatt solar power stations. It will be capable of meeting the needs of the farmers with the minimum expenditure at a cost of about 1,500 crores. Now the next point, I am coming to very close now, the cooperative structure for agri production, the processing marketing. See, today I am coming from a rural area. Whenever you produce, you put high technology, you get the water supply, you have fertilizer, then the problem, what happens? Abundant production starts. I saw in Nagaland they have got a panchayat system, that is for the tribal development council. These people, they have got empowered. The whole money from the given to panchayat, given to rural development goes to panchayat. That is rural, that is tribal development. Because of the empowerment, they produce lot of vegetables, lot of fruits, lot of grains. But what happens? Immediately cost comes down, the price comes down, and because there's no road, there's no traffic, the way of movement. So in this you can see in my presentation, I explained the finance infrastructure, crop insurance, technical guidance, preservation of diversification, quality assurance, transportation, marketing, and profitable business operations, and farmers to be partners in profit. Farmers, that's the message I have given in my write-up. Government, R&D, farmers, consultancy service, NGOs. Now each one has got a role to play. The government, before cultivation, they have to provide certain inputs. Then farmers and R&D during cultivation, they have to, R&D institution, they have to work together, and consultancy services, NGO, production, processing, and marketing. This is a very vital area, and that's an important point I have conveyed. Then the next one is a cooperative, mission-oriented cooperative structure for micro enterprises in non-farm sector. I have described how it can be done for micro enterprises, how it will be very effective for all the elements of, and through micro enterprises, then the farmers are empowered and independent, so that their type of interest they pay for the private fellows, it will decrease, and so the micro enterprises, micro financing is one of the very important requirements. The next will be the RUPCON, that is rural prosperity for the through connectivities. There are three tier approach. The first is empowering Panchayat Raj. How do we 70% of the villages, 70% of people live in the village. So it got three schemes: the empowering Panchayat Raj institution, like facilities you can to be provided in tune with the overall plan of the rural development, basic amenities and the health centers, support for primary school, self-employment through self-help groups, reviving the water bodies. This is Panchayat mission. So you have to support economically. The second tier, village cluster based connectivity. That means intra-panchayat unions, multiple panchayat unions together, overall plan requirements, state and center to provide rural electronic connectivity, telemedicine, tele-education, leading to sustainable development. Third tier is inter-district level projects to be planned for providing sustainable development. They will do entrepreneurship, employment, economic growth, and marketing, and energy, power, water requirements. They will get involved. Friends, these are the few points I would like to share with you. Now, I have prepared. I have prepared to you about 10 missions. After a lot of thinking, I have brought out